Welcome back for another deck review and unboxing. Today we are doing Rebecca Campbell's new deck, the Inner Temple Oracle Guidebook. Came out this September a couple weeks ago. I went ahead and did the pre-order. With the pre-order, if you've never done that, I'll talk about that a little bit at the end if you want a little bit more information. So if you're familiar with Rebecca Campbell's decks, this is very similar to a lot of her other ones. This is one of her other decks. I think the card stock is very thick, very nice, is very comparable to the other ones. It does feel a little bit thicker, so that does make the cards feel a little bit bulkier in my hand, but it's not anything drastic or too noticeable. The shuffles are about the same. It does a nice riffle shuffle, and it does a nice hand over hand shuffle. She again also does unique things with her boxes every single time. They're all a little bit different on all of her decks. I like this one the best out of all of the decks that I have. The box design to me is the best. The way you can insert a card and kind of prop it up and use it and keep it out on your altar is a very nice thing. I definitely, like I said, it's one of my favorites because I do have a different one. I don't remember which deck, but the box kind of fell apart a little bit. I didn't like the way that she told you to kind of prop them up. I know it's a blue box. I can't remember the name of it. Let me know. It's like a triangle. Anyway, so this one though is very nice. I love the artwork in this, and I'm going to flip through it, and I'm going to also read one of the prompts. I pulled a card for you guys. There was a card that I originally pulled, and then I decided I didn't like that one, so I wanted to read a different one because I thought the message was much nicer, meant more. I connected with it a little better, so I'm hoping you will. The connection on the cards and the way it's written is again just like a lot of her other decks, so if you like those, I think you will be a fan of this one. The only downside that I do have for this deck of cards is that I think on her other decks, Danielle Noel is the artwork creator. I personally like it a little bit better. The styles are very similar. If you're not somebody who is really into, like, I have a graphic design eye and background, so I notice these like little things. So the designs are very similar. So I don't want to say that, you know, this is worse or anything like that, but there are a few cards on here. And when I say a few, I'm saying like 2 or 3 cards that the artwork is a little bit like cheesy, or it looks a little over CGI, like, I don't know, it doesn't quite look right when I look at it. That is just my own personal opinion. Again, it's still a beautiful deck. I do love it a lot. The other thing that I wish that was different on this is the bottom. There is like a peachy pink color. Not a fan of that color. That's again a personal thing. I would have loved to see that bottom in a black, and then maybe do the words in a peachy pink color, but you know, that is probably the way Rebecca Campbell did like this deck, or she wanted it. Everything she does is with intention, and it comes out beautifully. So I pulled the card, the Burning Rose, for you guys, and I just want to let you know there are several different suits with this deck. There's the Chamber suit, the Activation suit, the Soul Inquiry suit, and the Polarities suit. I do want to speak on the Polarities suit for just a little bit. You'll see it at the end here. It is probably going to be a unique deck, and I think I'm going to like it. The Polarities suit is a little bit different, and I like it because it is, the messages on there are complete opposite. I will also pull a few cards, and I'll put them in my shorts if you want to just hear the different readings from those cards as well. But basically you'll have like inner summer, inner winter, and then it'll go with a little description, and then it'll have a journal prompt depending on which one you resonate with more. Another example is let go and hold on. So you can kind of see these as I flip through them. So I thought they were kind of nice, and you don't necessarily have to take it as an upright or a reversal. You decide when you draw what card or what side of the card resonates with you more. So I like that idea. We have the Burning Rose is the symbol of the sacred rage, of the anger alchemized into something creative, into passion, not destruction. We tend to see anger and rage as something we should avoid, as if expressing these emotions is to be avoided or even wrong, as if anger is something that should be controlled and restrained. Boys are taught that their anger is dangerous, and women are taught that their rage isn't feminine. Women who have the courage to harness their anger are often accused of being crazy or unstable. But this stops the flow of passion and the ferocious urge of the feminine to protect what is sacred. Anger or rage is often a reflection of what is important to us. It can be a signpost to our boundaries or lack thereof. It can be a guide of light revealing what we truly care or long for or wish to protect. It can also hold within the codes of our true passions and purpose, but we must do a job of listening to our anger and offering it a safe place to be released and expressed. When we repress something, there's always a consequence. It might fester in the body and make us sick. It might paralyze us and prevent us from living passionately, or it might be expressed in ways that are physically and mentally, emotionally harmful to others. Alchemizing anger is positive in ways and using it to create rather than to repress, negative to destroy. Something that of the holiest work is there. So the soul inquiry is, what do you feel angry or frustrated about? Can you transform that anger into passion by changing your focus from what you are against to what you're for? So leave a comment. Let me know, is this a deck that you're thinking about buying or considering? Do you resonate with the artwork? And what deck of Rebecca Campbell's do you like the best?